Hunter Report. It's been a while. Last time I saw you guys, I was in a slump. I'm still in a slump. Been working hard though, just not on the Hunter Report. I've been doing contracts. And I just did a photo shoot, video shoot at a comedy show up here in the Bronx. This is in New York City. I want to show you guys a little bit of this train ride. You literally can't even see what's going on, but maybe as the show goes a little further, you'll be able to see some of the beautiful lights that the city offers. But I wanted to tune in with you guys because I have this entire train basically to myself, except for one other person back there who I just saw. But I have the entire train basically to myself. And the name of the game here is taking jobs. Huh? No, I guess you can't see the water. Nope. It was there, but now you can sort of start to see the kind of things that we're seeing here. I did this job almost for free, and I wasn't happy about it. I wasn't, but there, let me explain to you why I did this job for very much to zero pay. All I asked the client was to pay for my train ticket, and it was about $16 worth of train ticket. It was maybe an hour and a half of my time each way, back and forth. So this gig is expensive on my time. I in fact even bought the client a drink because I did this entire gig because I owed him a favor. So the backstory is that a super big movie star asked me to, or I was asked to do photography for a super big movie star. And this client that I did tonight, I said to him, I have to be up really early to shoot a very big movie star, so why don't I skip the gig? So I was lucky enough that he called me back, and to make it up to him, I bought him a beer. So I basically came out zero on this gig. And it really gets into this theme in New York City, which is New Yorkers really don't like traveling outside of the 5 boroughs. So I'm in the Bronx, and I'm coming back to Manhattan, and the train is being really noisy, and I'm trying to get the audio good for you guys. The point I'm trying to make, I've had a few beers tonight. Actually, it was sort of great because a few people at the gig actually bought me beers. So there were unintended consequences. There were unknown unknowns, as the great former Secretary of Defense used to say. We've just made a stop here, and I'm just collecting my thoughts and being very long-winded, as anyone's actually following me. And if you are following me, got the sirens going here. Door opened up again. Train conductor's coming. He may ask me to take a seat or assert his authority in some way. We shall see. We shall see. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing? May I ask where you're taking photos of?
I'm on public property, and I have paid my ticket. You can ask the other female conductor. I'm doing my YouTube channel. You can choose to be a part of it, or I can edit you out, whatever you want.
Nope, don't want to be a part of it. Thank
I
you.
understand you 100%. I have a lot to lose, and I don't want to lose any of it.
Okay. Okay, you understand why we have to ask, right?
Okay? Yes, sir. I understand.
You understand what's going on, around you, the news and everything. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a good day. So, he did end up asserting his authority, and I was prepared to double down and quadruple down if I had to. But that was just a distraction that I was prepared for mentally. But there are two other boroughs in New York City, Staten Island and the Bronx. And I just came from one of them, the Bronx, which I haven't been to in 20 years. So that was an interesting thing. My adrenaline is still pumping from that less than ideal interaction. New York City people, you know, Manhattan people, anyone who lives in the core, don't really like going out to the outer boroughs. And it all comes down to economics. It comes down, and this is a business discussion. This is the Hunter Report. If anybody is still with me after this immense gap of time, please subscribe and please give me thumbs up, because I'm not going anywhere. I'm figuring out some supply chain logistics. I am actually going to go to probably B&H Photo or Adorama, because those are the only two places in New York City that are actually have their own YouTube channels, have their own social media channels. I'm actually going to make a proposition to them. For those of you who've been really with me for a long time, you know that I love camera gear. B&H and Adorama is like a experimental laboratory that you could lock me in there. You could pay me $100,000, and the time constraint would be 2 months. Give me enough food and water, and I would stay in B&H Photo, locked up in isolation to prove a point. And those are the terms of my deal. There's really no negotiating on that deal. If there were any negotiating on the time frame or on the dollar amount, it would not be a deal. But 100 grand, 2 months inside B&H, and boy would I make photos and boy would I make video reviews of everything that place had to offer, which is pretty much what I've been doing in the comfort of my own home. But I want access to a good 5 to 10 cameras, and renting them or buying them from B&H or Adorama or any of the other camera places around the country. There's a risk versus reward situation, so it would just be easier if I could convince somebody at B&H or Adorama to actually agree to my production idea. But this is a business talk. We're all talking about business here on the Metro North rail line, which is a public rail line. And I had to remind the conductor that we are on public property and that his authority was respected. But quite frankly, my desire to continue this video, because once I'm on a roll, anybody who wants to interrupt my roll doesn't understand that my creative process requires me to be pretty much uninterrupted. Maybe it's respect for boundaries, respect for time. I feel I'm being respectful in this entirely empty train car, as you guys can see. There's not a soul that I can see here. I'm pretty sure that I'm in here alone. Just getting back on the saddle, as I said last video 2 weeks ago, and I've got a good lots of videos, good 5, 10, 20, 30 videos that I would love to do. I'm scheming, I'm planning on, should I get access to some new goodies, new toys, that only gives me more momentum, because those of you who've been with me know that I love reviewing goodies and toys. The more fresh goodies that I have, the more momentum I have. But I'm willing to rehash the items that I have and really go a little bit more into depth until I get my hands on newer, fresher goodies and electronics products to talk about. But it's all strategy here. Tonight was a success. Life, the human condition, your emotions teach you that, you know, there's a thing called ego. Ego can, I think the ego was just displayed before with the train conductor trying to assert his authority and his ego over me, and me also asserting my authority over the situation. But have this space, have this time is a wonderful thing, just to let the thoughts unwind. What I'm trying to get across is that, would I ever do this job again? It took me an hour and a half to get to, $20 in travel fees to get to. Probably not. But I actually met some pretty high profile people at this job, which was a pleasant surprise, and I networked them on Facebook, and we exchanged business cards, and we actually had a substantial, meaningful conversation. So that was an unintended consequence of this gig. The other thing is that it all comes back to Jared Polin. Check it out, we're in the subterranean of New York City here. So we're in the subterranean, and I'm really gonna do a full Grand Central. The business point that I was trying to make is that you have to take the jobs you don't want to do, and tonight was like a negative 20. You know, I have a little matrix. Look at that. Completely alone in the station here. And make sure I have my glasses. Yep, have the glasses. Glasses are back. Here in the station, Casey Neistat style. Look at the cool stuff in the station. But have to take the jobs. You don't have to. The reason that I'm so emphasizing this point is that life rewarded me, or there was enough interesting things to have me excited on this as a result of this evening. Typically, I go home disappointed and feeling like I failed or like I did not accomplish. But tonight was one of those nights where I basically broke even, and I came out ahead. I made connections with interesting and sort of powerful people, and I feel like I came out ahead, and that's better than I had expected, which is why I'm such on a roll. We are entering the main station of Grand Central Station with cops and guards and just a beautiful ceiling. Look at this. Absolutely beautiful. Are you gonna do a video or a photo with your selfie stick? It's just a photo. Ah, I'm doing a selfie video. That was cool. I have to pee really bad, and it's a good 30 minutes till I'm away from my home. I could find somewhere to pee here. I could pee in the street. I'm gonna try and hold it. It's gonna be painful, really painful. So now I'm back in the comfort of my own home after that wonderful excursion in New York City, Grand Central Station, up to the Bronx. Beautiful sights, and I'd love to revisit some of those sites in the future. But to get back to the point of this video, it's about getting back on the saddle. And the main reason I haven't been posting is I've had jobs, I've had work to do, I've had photography and video gigs, producing videos, taking photos in my studio, out in the field for shows and things like that. But to really get back to the point, it's just a general topic about business, which is taking the jobs you don't want to do in order to eventually get to the jobs that you do want to do. And I'm just gonna wrap it up. I want to head to sleep. I haven't even edited this video. I have to edit this video. So thanks for tuning in. This is the Hunter Report. Please subscribe. Please give me a thumbs up, and I will see you soon.